Testing 1, 2, 3. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Woodbine Mohawk Park on this Tuesday, August 9th, 2022. Qualifying action to begin in just a couple of minutes. We have 10 races on the agenda here today. Overcast morning here in Campbellville, a little cooler than what we've been experiencing as of late, and we'll probably take that. Track is fast and not much of a breeze. You can see it right there. First qualifier will get underway in just a couple of minutes. Getting set for our first qualifier on this Tuesday morning, we will kick things off with 2-year-old pacing fillies. A field of 8, couple of driver changes. Number 2, Powder Play, will be driven by Jody Jameson, while number 7, Moonstruck, the driver will be Doug McNair. Number 1 is Always Be Me, a daughter of Always Be Mickey, trained by Rick Zeron. Denny St. Pierre will drive. Always Be Me, making her qualifying debut, a $50,000 Harrisburg buy. 2, Powder Play, Sports Writer filly. Tony Beaton trains, make the driver Jody Jameson. $45,000 Harrisburg purchase. 3 is Series Sealster, Sports Writer filly trained by Ben Walls. Scott Young drives, $35,000 London Select purchase. 4, Freestar Flight, American Ideal filly trained by Blake McIntosh with Bob McClure in the sulky, a $27,000 Lexington Select purchase. 5 is Indra, Big Jim filly trained by Joe Pereira. Sylvan Filion driving, $16,000 London buy. Next up, number 6, Having a Party, a Better's Delight filly trained by Nick Gallucci. Tyler Jones will drive. 7 is Moonstruck, Sunshine Beach filly trained by Gallucci. The driver will be Doug McNair. And number 8 is Freshen Up, a Better's Delight filly trained by Chantel Mitchell. James McDonald drives, $85,000 Lexington Select purchase. So it's a field of 8, and you see them up on the gate right now. Number 1, Always Be Me. Number 3, Series Sealster. 4, Freestar Flight. 5, Indra, all making their qualifying debut. So half of this field of 8 making their debut here this morning. Once again, welcome into Woodbine Mohawk Park. First of 10 qualifiers getting set to go. We kick things off with a group of 8 2-year-old pacing fillies, all set for the opener. Starting gate coming to the top of the stretch. Gate picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing. Speed from the center, shown by Indra at the rail. Powder Play comes away well. In the middle is Having a Party from the outside. Moonstruck and Freshen Up, looking to get into the upper half of this pack of 8. We check in 6th with Series Sealster. From the rail, Always Be Me got away 7th. Early trailer 8th is Freestar Flight. Into the first turn they go. And at the inside, that was Having a Party, who is looking to give way now to Moonstruck, as the stablemate will clear at an opening panel of 30-1. Pacing fillies move up into the backstretch, and Moonstruck is the leader. Daughter of Sunshine Beach, out ahead by a little more than a length and a half. From Having a Party in 2nd, racing in 3rd is Indra. All over that one's helmet. 4th is Powder Play. Tracked closely 5th by Freshen Up. Series Sealster is there 6th. 7th is Always Be Me. And the trailer 8th is Freestar Flight. There's single file as they come up towards the half. And the leader is Moonstruck. Moonstruck takes them past the midway point in 1 minute and 2/5. So that was back-to-back 30-1 splits, as we've got a little more than 3/8 of a mile to go. The leader continues to be Moonstruck, nearly by 2 lengths. Having a Party 2nd, 3rd is Indra, and to the outside, here comes Powder Play underway. We'll see if Freshen Up will follow that path. Series Sealster, 2.5 lengths back to Always Be Me, and from the back, Freestar Flight gets in motion. They're past 3/4 in 1:29.4 off the turn and into the stretch. After kicking it up 29.2 in the 3rd quarter, Moonstruck now looks to seal the deal. She's ahead by a couple of lengths. Having a Party in 2nd. On the outside, Powder Play is charging up, looking to get into that 2nd spot. Then between horses is Freshen Up, and coming from the back, Freestar Flight's up into 5th. Coming into deep stretch, it's still Moonstruck. Powder Play, though, inching in closer. These two are coming down to the wire, and it was Moonstruck holding on by a head. Powder Play finished in 2nd, then 3rd was Having a Party. 4th appeared to be Freshen Up from Freestar Flight 5th, 1:58.1. Horses lining up for our second qualifier. We're on the trot here. Scratch number 2, Great Guns. Note that number 6, Monsieur Chow, does not wear trotting hobbles. 1 is PL Quinella, Cadabra colt, trained by Matt Dupuis. He'll also drive. That's a 2-year-old colt. The 2 is out. 3 is CS Gold Policy, Muscle Mass colt, trained by Desiree Jones. Scott Young will drive. $17,000 Lexington purchase. 4 is Geronimo, a royalty for life 2-year-old colt. Gabby Sasso trains, Jody Jameson drives. $27,000 London buy. 5 is Bumpy Jack, Muscle Hill 2-year-old colt, trained and driven by Aaron Byron. A $165,000 Lexington select purchase. 6, Monsieur Chow, Prestidigitator 2-year-old colt. Dustin Jones trains, Tyler Jones drives. Note that rookie does not wear trotting hobbles. 7 is Impressive Dude, My MVP 2-year-old colt, trained by John Turney. Louis Waugh drives. $17,000 Ontario select purchase. 8, Sweet Money Honey is a 3-year-old filly, daughter of Chapter 7, trained by Francis Guimet. Bob McClure drives. And 9 is Stop and Search, Cantab Hall 3-year-old filly. Mike Timpano trains. The driver is Tyler Borth. So we're scratched down to a field of 8 on the trot for qualifier number 2. Gate swings into the stretch, and here they come. And they're off and trotting, and from the outside, Stop and Search and Sweet Money Honey. They're the quickest away, so the 3-year-old fillies get up into the action. From the rails, PL Quinella. And also coming away well was Impressive Dude, who's going to follow the outside pair right up into 3rd. Getting away in 5th was CS Gold Policy. Then we go back to Geronimo, who's followed by Bumpy Jack and Monsieur Chow into the first turn. And it's Stop and Search out to a 4-5 length advantage here coming to the opening quarter. So Stop and Search was ready to rock, and she puts up an opening quarter of 29 seconds flat. They move up into the backstretch, and our leader is Stop and Search. In second is Sweet Money Honey, who is followed third by Impressive Dude. 4th into the backstretch is PL Quinella. 2 more lengths then to CS Gold Policy. 3 lengths going back to Geronimo. The final pair remain Bumpy Jack and Monsieur Chow. It's still a loose leader all alone up front. Stop and Search out ahead by 5 lengths coming to the midway point. So Stop and Search coming to Woodbine Mohawk Park here this morning, and she is going to race past the half in 59-3. Heading into the final turn they go, and the leader, it continues to be Stop and Search. Back in second, Sweet Money Honey. Getting just to track along there is Impressive Dude in 3rd. PL Quinella remains 4th. Then it is CS Gold Policy off stride as they go by 5/8. Went Monsieur Chow. That one has made a miscue. Splitting between rivals is Bumpy Jack, and to that one's inside is Geronimo. All alone has been Stop and Search, and gets past 3/4 here in 131 even. So we'll see what the final quarter has in store. We'll see if anybody can get to Stop and Search. Back in second is Sweet Money Honey. On the outside, PL Quinella. Getting a nice toe has been Impressive Dude, who now has clear racetrack and will look to finish up strong. Far outside, that is CS Gold Policy. Final 1/8 of the mile, and the lead has shrunk. Stop and Search. Here in the center comes Impressive Dude. Outside, PL Quinella. Far outside is CS Gold Policy. Looking to get up the rail with Sweet Money Honey. PL Quinella, short advantage, but that is going to be evaporated late as CS Gold Policy got it. Finishing second, PL Quinella. Impressive Dude was third, 2:02 flat. Starting gate is rolling for our third qualifier. Scratch numbers 2 and 8. 2 Indigenous Hanover and 8 Slick and Quick are out. 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers here. Number 1 is I Ain't No Mac. Sweet Lou Colt, trained and driven by Aaron Byron. A graduate of the Lexington Select Sale for $160,000. 2 is Scratch. 3 is Valentino of Leda. All bets off. Colt, trained by Desiree Jones. Gino Toscani will drive, $38,000 Harrisburg buy. 4 is Notorious Hanover. Always Be Mickey Colt, trained by Amanda Fine. Louis Waugh drives, a $110,000 purchase in Harrisburg. 5 is One Crazy Guy. Gelded Son of Thinking Out Loud. Bob McIntosh trains. Trevor Henry drives. 6 is Carson's Royalty, a Royal Majesty Colt. Courtney Robson, the trainer. Nick Boyd, the driver. 7, Shadow's Shadow. Shadow Play Colt, trained by Walter Whalen. Michael Whalen drives, $12,000 purchase out of last fall's Harrisburg sale. And number 8 is Scratched. So we're brought down to a field of 6 for our third qualifier. 2 and 8 are out. 2-year-old Pacing Colts and Geldings have taken their positions for qualifier number 3. Starting gate swings into the stretch. Field of 6, picking up speed, and here they come. They're off and pacing. Carson's Royalty is blasting out of there at the rail. I Ain't No Mac with a good beginning. Then it is Valentino of Leda who gets away in third. That one's outside. Notorious Hanover going to push ahead up into that third spot. Outside is Shadow. Inside trailer. One Crazy Guy. As they go into the first turn, it's Carson's Royalty who is out to the lead by 2 lengths from I Ain't No Mac. Round the first bend they go. Carson's Royalty and Nick Boyd will show the way, and they're going to trip the timer at that opening quarter in 29 and 1. So they move into the backstretch, and Carson's Royalty, third qualifier for this rookie, is out in front by 2 lengths. First time on the front, it's Carson's Royalty. Second is I Ain't No Mac, who tightens up there. Third, Notorious Hanover, 2 lengths going back to Valentino of Leda. Then it is Shadow, and One Crazy Guy is currently 6. No change in order as they come towards the half, and Carson's Royalty continues to chop it out on the front end and is past the midway point in 59 and 3. Second quarter was paced in 30 and 2. Final turn is coming up next. Carson's Royalty from I Ain't No Mac. Notorious Hanover, 4 lengths from the front in third. They start to get some separation, the top 3, as it's a gap of about 4 lengths going back to Valentino of Leda. 2 more lengths then to Shadow, and One Crazy Guy remains in 6. Midway around the final turn, Carson's Royalty about to bring them to the 3/4 mile pole. Leads it by a length and a half. I Ain't No Mac looking to pounce as they swing into the stretch. 3/4, 129 and 3. 30 seconds even in the third quarter. Off the turn and into the stretch. Carson's Royalty. Here's I Ain't No Mac to the outside, who's looking to shoot on by. Then it's Notorious Hanover third. Valentino of Leda looking to finish strong back in fourth. Final 8th of the mile. Carson's Royalty in the center. Ain't No Mac, and Notorious Hanover's unleashed. And here comes Notorious Hanover sweeping on by for Waugh. It'll be Notorious Hanover, a good debut. Finishing second, I Ain't No Mac. Third goes to Carson's Royalty. Then it was Valentino of Leda, One Crazy Guy, and Shadow, 158 flat. We're getting set for our fourth qualifier as the gate's moving into position. Scratch number 2, Frenchie Hanover, and number 3, Believe You Me. Note that number 1, Michaela's Angel, is going to race with Trotting Hobbles. Michaela's Angel kicks off our introduction of this field. She is a 2-year-old filly by Archangel, trained by Bill Meegans. The driver is Phil Houdon. 2 and 3 are scratched. So lining up in post 2 will be number 4, Priceless Resolve. Resolve 2-year-old filly trained by John Bax. The driver is Matt Bax. 5, Eustachio, wheelin' and dealin' 2-year-old colt. Matt Dupuis trains and drives. $58,000 purchase at the London Select Sale. 6 is PL Quicksilver, a 2-year-old colt by Resolve. Katie Huskinson is the trainer. Nick Boyd is the driver. 7, Sip of Sin, Archangel 2-year-old colt. Desiree Jones trains. Gino Toscani drives. $62,000 Lexington Select buy. 8, Magic Hush, 2-year-old colt by Cadabra, also trained by Jones. Scott Young will drive. $35,000 Harrisburg purchase. And completing our field, number 9, Irish Charm. This is a 3-year-old filly. And Sean Stacy is the trainer of this Father Patrick filly. James McDonald does the driving. So trotters for the fourth are up on the gate. As previously mentioned, scratching numbers 2 and 3 brings us down to a field of 7. One equipment note, the 1, Michaela's Angel, not noted on the program page. She does wear trotting hobbles. Starting gate swings to the top of the stretch. A field of 7 lined up for qualifier number 4. Here they come. They're off and trotting, a pretty even beginning. Coming away the quickest, though, is Priceless Resolve. In the center, that is Eustachio. Outside, Sip of Sin. Toscani trying to keep that one together in the opening stages. Michaela's Angel got away in 4th, and 5th is PL Quicksilver. Then we go back to Magic Hush in 6th, and it's 2 lengths back to the trailer, Irish Charm. Into the first turn they trot. Eustachio at the inside gets over to the pylons. Here on the outside, Sip of Sin looking to clear to command as they go by an opening panel of 30 and 3. So Sip of Sin tasting the front end now as they move up into the backstretch. Racing second, Eustachio, then third is Priceless Resolve. 2 more lengths back to Michaela's Angel in 4th. Tracked 5th by PL Quicksilver. Underway, here comes Magic Hush to the outside, and our trailer remains Irish Charm. So they're moving up the backside. Leader at about 2.5 lengths. This is Sip of Sin, Eustachio in 2nd, and a 6th, now up to 3rd move from Magic Hush, as that one has advanced well in the second quarter. 101 and 2 was the half-mile clocking. They go into the final turn. Sip of Sin, the leader by 2. Eustachio in 2nd is striding in a little closer and maybe edging to the outside. Magic Hush is at the cones in 3rd. Michaela's Angel on the outside is 4th. Inside 5th, the Priceless Resolve. 2 lengths back to PL Quicksilver, and the trailer is Irish Charm. They head towards 3/4. Inside Sip of Sin, up to the wheel. Eustachio also inching in a little closer at the rails, Magic Hush, and second over, Michaela's Angel on cover, ready to flip to the outside as they are by 3/4 and 132 and 1 into the stretch. Sip of Sin outside. Here is Eustachio far outside. Michaela's Angel and Magic Hush is in behind rivals, maybe looking for a seam. Final 1/8 of the mile coming up. Leader is Eustachio, and Magic Hush has the room, finds it, and blasts right through. Magic Hush in the debut is going to win. Eustachio trying to get second there over Sip of Sin, and will. Finishing 4th up the pylons was PL Quicksilver. Then it was Michaela's Angel, Irish Charm, and Priceless Resolve, 202 and 2. Up next is our fifth qualifier as we come to the halfway point of today's qualifying session. Do note there will be a break following this fifth qualifier. And after about a 15-20 minute break, we will resume with today's action. Number one, here is Top Cap. 2-year-old filly by Captain Treacherous. Rick Ziron, the trainer. Sylvain Filion driving. $51,000 Harrisburg buy. 2 is Steel Beauty. 2-year-old daughter of Better's Delight is trained by Greg McNair. Doug McNair in the sulky. $45,000 Harrisburg purchase. 3, Feelin' Fancy is a better than Cheddar filly. This 2-year-old trained by Blake McIntosh. Trevor Henry in the bike. $15,000 Lexington Select grad. 4, Front Page Story. Captain Treacherous 2-year-old filly trained by Sean Stacy. Make the driver Bob McClure. Front Page Story was a Harrisburg graduate, selling as a yearling for $110,000. 5 is Scratched. 6 is Arizona. 3-year-old filly by Up the Credit. Mike Timpano trains. Tyler Borthel drive. And number 7 is Save the Last Dance. 2-year-old filly by Better's Delight, trained by Nick Gallucci, James McDonald in the sulky. So scratch number 5, Prevail Sealster. Bob McClure does the driving behind number 4, Front Page Story. It'll be a field of 6 for qualifier number 5. Starting gate rounding the far turn. Pacing fillies all lined up for our 5th qualifier. Starting gate to the top of the stretch. They're picking up speed, and here they come. And they're off and pacing. Feelin' Fancy is shooting from the center along with Front Page Story. Save the Last Dance on the outside. Comes away well. And then in the middle, it is Arizona at the rail. Steel Beauty is holding ground. And Top Cap is our early trailer. They head into the first turn. Front Page Story getting around Feelin' Fancy. Save the Last Dance. Looks like that one is going to settle into third. Then it'll be Steel Beauty who got away in fourth. Top Cap under a tight hold there, fifth. And it looks like Arizona will have to find a seat at the back as they go by the opening quarter in 30-1. Into the backstretch they move. Front Page Story, the daughter of Captain Treacherous, leading by a couple of lengths from Feelin' Fancy in second. Save the Last Dance as they are in third. 2 lengths going back to Steel Beauty, who is racing fourth. Another couple of lengths back to Top Cap, and Arizona can see them all. Still a loose lead here for Front Page Story as this Captain Treacherous filly rolls along. Better than Cheddar filly Feelin' Fancy is in second. The Better's Delight filly Save the Last Dance is third. A few more lengths back to another daughter of Better's Delight. That's Steel Beauty, who is racing in fourth as they went past the half in a minute and 2/5. We'll check in fifth with Captain Treacherous filly Top Cap, and our trailer sixth is the Up the Credit 3-year-old filly Arizona in her debut qualifier. But as 5/8 of the mile is now complete, Front Page Story has scooted away to a 5-6 length advantage on Feelin' Fancy. Save the Last Dance, given her cue right now. She comes to the outside and moves up into second. 3/4 time was 1:29.2, 29 seconds even for Front Page Story, who's looking to go coast to coast. Save the Last Dance is going to try and reel her in. Feelin' Fancy back in third. Steel Beauty is fourth, and then back to the final pair. And with less than an eighth of a mile to go, Save the Last Dance is powering home strong. She takes the lead now from Front Page Story, well back to the rest, coming to the edge of the tote board, and Save the Last Dance. Good tune-up here this morning. She'll win strong. Finishing in second was Front Page Story. Then we go all the way back to Arizona, who got up into third, tight between Steel Beauty, Feelin' Fancy, and Top Cap rounds it out. 157 flat. Time to get back to action on this Tuesday morning. Qualifier number 6. Note that James McDonald drives number 6 Gung Ho. Here is the field for our 6th qualifier. Number 1 is Serious Dragon, 3-year-old gelded son of Fear the Dragon, trained and driven by Chris Bush. 2 is Social Distancing, 3-year-old gelded son of Sunshine Beach. Carmen Osceola trains, Don Johnson drives. 3 Mateo, 3-year-old colt by Up the Credit, trained by Mike Timpano with Tyler Borth. 4 is Figure It Out Gus, 2-year-old colt by Down by the Seaside, trained and driven by Aaron Byron, a $65,000 purchase out of the Ohio Select Sale. 5 is Cruise Hanover, 2-year-old colt by Sweet Lou, Amanda Fine trains, Louis Waugh will drive, $140,000 Harrisburg purchase. 6 is Gung Ho, Captain Treacherous, 2-year-old colt, Amanda Fine trains. The driver will be James McDonald, purchased for $120,000 at the Lexington Select Sale. And 7 is Write Me a Rose, 2-year-old colt by Sports Writer. Rob Fellows trains. The driver is Sylvain Filion. So the gate is rolling. It's a field of 7 for qualifier number 6. Second half of this qualifying session kicking off here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Gate picking up speed, and here they come for the 6th. And they're off and pacing. Cruise Hanover follows the car out of there. Off stride just after the start went Write Me a Rose. A quick break, but does reset. So out to the front goes Cruise Hanover. Getting up into second is Gung Ho. Then it is Mateo to get away in third. Fourth for the time being Serious Dragon. And resetting and now advancing. Coming up on the outside is Write Me a Rose. We go into the turn. Getting away in 6. Figure It Out Gus in the early trailer. Social Distancing. Out ahead, Cruise Hanover leads by nearly 5 at an opening panel of a charged up 27 and 4. Snappy opening quarter there for Cruise Hanover, and the Sweet Lou colt swings him into the backstretch. Back in second is Gung Ho. A couple more lengths then to Mateo. Write Me a Rose is racing in fourth. 2 more lengths then to Serious Dragon, followed by Figure It Out Gus and your trailer Social Distancing. Well ahead continues to be Cruise Hanover, living up to the name. I guess you could say cruising along, or really just storming along, is Cruise Hanover past the half in 56 and 1. Heading into the final turn, it is Cruise Hanover, all alone by 8 or 9 lengths. Back in second is Gung Ho. 3 more lengths going back to Mateo. Then it is Write Me a Rose. The 2-time OSS Gold winner is there in fourth. Serious Dragon follows that one. Then it's 3 lengths going back to Figure It Out Gus, and the trailer is Social Distancing. So Cruise Hanover has been just rolling along, and 3/4 of the mile is now complete with Cruise Hanover past that station in 1:24 and 3. 28 and 2 in the third quarter. Cruise Hanover all by himself. Back in second is the stablemate Gung Ho. Third is Mateo. Write Me a Rose now will angle to the outside, looking to finish up strong. We had a breaker there in Serious Dragon back in fifth. Cruise Hanover with a 16th of a mile to go. No one's going to get close here at this point. Cruise Hanover is going to take it, going coast to coast. Write Me a Rose now sweeps up into second from Gung Ho, who digs in at the inside to finish third. Fourth was Mateo. Time of the mile 1:54 and 2 for Cruise Hanover. Starting gate, now rolling. Qualifier number 7. Scratch number 4, Some Kind of Magic. Note that number 6, He Will. Races with trotting hobbles. 1 is Amelie Hanover, 2-year-old colt by Cantab Hall. Desiree Jones trains, Gino Toscani drives. $17,000 Harrisburg buy. 2 is Thunderously. Walner, 2-year-old colt, trained by Jones. Scott Young drives, $130,000 Harrisburg purchase. 3 is Musical Ride. 2-year-old gelded son of Musical Rhythm, trained by Shane Weber with Sylvan Filion. 4 is Out. 5 is Pave the Way. 2-year-old gelded son of Cadabra, trained by Camila Christoforou. Chris Christoforou drives. 6, He Will. 2-year-old colt by Muscle Mass. Bill Meegans trains. Phil Houdon drives. Note, He Will races with trotting hobbles. 7 is Arcana. 3-year-old filly by Muscle Mass, trained by Keith Jones with Bob McClure. And 8 is Fastnet Rock. 3-year-old colt by Archangel, trained and driven by Matt Dupuis. Scratch down to a field of 7 for our 7th qualifier. Gate is rolling. Starting gate swings into the stretch. Trotters are picking up speed, and here they come for qualifier number 7. And they're off and trotting. A break at the beginning for number 7, Arcana. That one's off stride. From the rail, it is Amelie Hanover who steps out to the early lead. Musical Ride splits rivals up into second. Then it is Thunderously from the outside. Fastnet Rock navigated around the breaker, and he'll drop into a 4-hole in front of He Will. And then we go to Pave the Way, resetting in a moment. Should be Arcana, that one. On the gallop. Coming to the opening quarter, all alone, it's Amelie Hanover, and Amelie Hanover, the 2-year-old son of Cantab Hall, puts up an opening panel of 29 seconds flat. So Amelie Hanover, and you see that one just motoring along as they move up into the backstretch. Back in second is Musical Ride, 5 more lengths, and going back to Thunderously in third. Another gap of 5, back to Fastnet Rock, who is fourth, followed by He Will in fifth. 6 up the backside is Pave the Way, and Arcana is still off stride and well behind. Coming towards the half, Amelie Hanover, after a 29-second opener, has passed the midway point in 57 and 4, so a little bit quicker there in the second quarter, 28 and 4, and it's a double-digit length advantage here for Amelie Hanover. Musical Ride in the debut is in second, being followed by Thunderously in third. 4-5 going back to Fastnet Rock in fourth, followed in fifth by He Will. Pave the Way is 6. Arcana has now finally reset. Has a long way to go, though, as we come towards 3 quarters. Amelie Hanover, off a half of 57 and 4, is going to go past the third station in 128 and 3. So that was 30 and 4 in the third quarter. Amelie Hanover might have a large enough advantage here that they won't touch, as Amelie Hanover is trying to finish off the mile well. They're inching in a little closer now, though. Musical Ride, Thunderously on the outside, going back to He Will, as there's now a 16th to go, and getting swallowed up is Amelie Hanover. Thunderously coming up on the outside takes the lead, so Thunderously is going to trot on to the victory. Finishing second, Musical Ride. Amelie Hanover will settle for third. Up the rail, He Will was fourth. Then it was Fastnet Rock, and back to Pave the Way, 2 minutes and 2/5. Here we go now for our 8th qualifier. 3-year-olds and up on the pace. Field of 6. 1 is Heart of Dixie, 3-year-old gelding trained by Blake McIntosh. The driver is Trevor Henry. 2, Better Hold On Tight, 3-year-old gelding trained by Ben Wallace with Tyler Jones. 3 is Blinkin' Gone, a 7-year-old mare trained and driven by Nick Boyd. 4 is George Cam, 4-year-old, trained by Kelly Duval Lakai. The driver is Sylvan Lakai. 5 is Rock and Roll's Shadow, 5-year-old gelding trained by Jake Roberts. The driver is Jonathan Drury. And 6 is Paula's Bet Hanover, a 4-year-old mare trained by Walter Whalen. The driver is Michael Whalen. Gate is rolling. Pacers lined up for qualifier number 8. And the raw fan pacing, George Cam. Hustling from the center. Better Hold On Tight from post 2. Will move over to the pylons. Meanwhile, Paula's Bet Hanover. Looks like that one will drop up into second. Then getting away fourth is Heart of Dixie. Going back to Blinkin' Gone in the early trailers, Rock and Roll Shadow. Field of 6 approaches the first turn. George Cam out to the lead here for Sylvan Lakai. It is George Cam racing to the opening quarter ahead by 4 lengths on Paula's Bet Hanover. Then racing third is Better Hold On Tight. That opening panel was 29 and 3. So the Pacers move into the backstretch, and they're following George Cam. Paula's Bet Hanover tightening up there in second, and we'll see if that one will continue in second. Doesn't look like it, as she's coming to the outside now for Whalen. Back in third is Better Hold On Tight. Then fourth is Heart of Dixie, making a miscue coming out of the turn there. Blinkin' Gone had to get taken down into the safety lane. Moves back out onto the track as Rock and Roll Shadow got around that one with no harm. We race up to the half, and the new leader is Paula's Bet Hanover past the midway point here in 58 and 2. All over the back there was George Cam, as that one might have to come back to the outside. They're into the final turn. It's Paula's Bet Hanover, George Cam right behind, and now Better Hold On Tight will swing to the outside. That one's in full motion up into second now and advancing, looking to attack Paula's Bet Hanover. Heart of Dixie also comes to the outside there from fourth, and then back to the final pair, Rock and Roll Shadow. And the trailer is Blinkin' Gone, coming to 3/4. Paula's Bet Hanover by a length on Better Hold On Tight. 3/4 time was 1:27 and 3 into the stretch. Paula's Bet Hanover, Better Hold On Tight, widest of them all. Here's Heart of Dixie. Back and forth is George Cam. 3 across as they come to the 8th pole, and the widest of them all, Heart of Dixie, is trying to sweep on by. Paula's Bet Hanover second. Off stride went Better Hold On Tight. George Cam avoids that one going to the rail. Coming to the edge of the tote board, Heart of Dixie on the outside with the advantage. Heart of Dixie takes it. Paula's Bet Hanover beat a length second. Finishing third was George Cam. Back on stride. Better Hold On Tight was fourth, and rounding out the field was Rock and Roll Shadow and Blinkin' Gone, 156 flat. Qualifier number 9, trotters taking their positions, a field of 5. One is Emotions Durables, a 5-year-old mare trained by Cassandra Lacourte, the driver Tyler Jones. 2, Wheelin' and Cash, 4-year-old gelding, trained and driven by Tyler Borth. 3 is Deal with Lucas, 4-year-old gelding, trained by Gerard Demers with Trevor Henry. 4 is Amazon du Hurrah, 4-year-old mare, trained by Denny Guriel. Luke Guriel is the driver. And 5 is Mr. Magic, 7-year-old gelding, trained by Carmen Osiello. Jonathan Drury does the driving. Field of 5 taking their positions, starting 8 to the top of the stretch for qualifier number 9. Off and trotting, a break at the beginning there for number 3, Deal with Lucas. Coming away the quickest is Amazon du Hurrah. Good looking strides in the opening stages to go out to the lead. Mr. Magic trying to navigate around the breaker. That is Deal with Lucas still off stride. At the rail, 4th is Emotions Durables, and the trailer is Wheelin' and Cash. Going into the first turn, and Amazon du Hurrah. Good beginning for the 4-year-old mare, and she's out in front. She's all alone there as we had another breaker. Mr. Magic went off stride there as they were entering the first turn. 29 seconds even for Amazon du Hurrah. It's Amazon du Hurrah the leader. In second, Emotions Durables. Then in third is Wheelin' and Cash. And then we go back to Mr. Magic, and resetting is Deal with Lucas. So this field of 5 all gapped out. Amazon du Hurrah is leading it by about 4 lengths. In second, Emotions Durables. Then in third is Wheelin' in Cash. A couple more lengths going back to Mr. Magic, who is hustling well to get back into this thing. And then it's probably about 12 lengths back to Deal with Lucas. The half was 59 and 4. Second quarter was trotted in 30 and 4. Amazon du Hurrah just getting to call the shots as the winner of over 200,000 life is in front by now just over a length and a half. Emotions Durables is in second, then 2 lengths back to Wheelin' and Cash in third. Mr. Magic might have something to say before this one is done. It's about 6 lengths from the front in fourth, and then we go back to Deal with Lucas, who has nearly caught up to the top 4, still about 8 lengths to make up to get to the nearest rival. 3-quarter time was 1:29 and 2, so they stepped it up 29 and 3 in the third quarter, off the turn and into the stretch, and the leader continues to be Amazon du Hurrah. She's looking to close this one out with a coast-to-coast qualifying effort victory. She looks like she lost a shoe there, actually. Back in second is Emotions Durables. Then in third is Wheelin' and Cash. Fourth is Mr. Magic, and Deal with Lucas. Amazon du Hurrah. With some powerful strides to close off this mile, she will win it. Emotions Durables finishes in second. Third is going to go to Wheelin' and Cash. Mr. Magic fourth, and Deal with Lucas fifth. 156 and 2. Starting gate about to move into position. Final qualifier on this Tuesday from Woodbine Mohawk Park. It's qualifier number 10, no changes. Field of 7. On the pace, number 1, Land of Royalty, a 5-year-old gelding, trained by Kevin Enman. The driver is Don Johnson. 2 is Day of Honor, 5-year-old gelding, trained by Joe Triassi. The driver is Nick Boyd. 3 is Rockin' Bow, 7-year-old gelding, trained by Catherine Flanagan. The driver is John Flanagan. 4 is Millennium Sealster, a 6-year-old gelding, trained by Emma Christopheru. Tyler Jones drives. 5 is Bottle Rocket, 4-year-old, trained by Walter Whalen with Michael Whalen. 6 is Choreographer, 7-year-old gelding, trained by Scott West. The driver Phil Houdon. And number 7 is True Blue Hypnotic, a 5-year-old gelding trained by Carmen Osceola. The driver, Doug McNair. Field of 7 to wrap up today's qualifying action. Don't forget live racing continues here tonight. First race post time is 7 p.m. Next qualifying session a week today, August 16th, here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Gate to the top of the stretch for qualifier number 10. And they're off and pacing. Choreographer getting the first call as Day of Honor looks to the outside to let that one move on to the front. It'll be Land of Royalty from the rail getting away in third. True Blue Hypnotic, though, is going to push forward here in the early going. Mid-pack Bottle Rocket, then it is Rockin' Bow, and the trailer is Millennium Sealster. Heading into the first turn, Choreographer went out to the early lead. Day of Honor was content to let that one go, but will now have to sit third as here's True Blue Hypnotic looking to clear at the opening panel of 28 and 3. So it's True Blue Hypnotic, the leader, as they move into the backstretch. Choreographer in second, 2.5 lengths going back to Day of Honor. Land of Royalty is fourth, followed fifth by Bottle Rocket. Sixth then is Rockin' Bow, and our trailer is Millennium Sealster. That's how they're lined up as they move towards the midway point. True Blue Hypnotic, the 5-year-old gelding. First appearance since early June, and now coming in here to Woodbine Mohawk Park for the new connections. True Blue Hypnotic is going to race past the half in 57 and 4. So the second quarter was 29 and 1. On to the final turn. In second, that is Choreographer. 2 more lengths then to Day of Honor. A gap of 4 to Land of Royalty, who is fourth. Staying at the cones is Bottle Rocket. On the outside is Rockin' Bow, and the trailer continues to be Millennium Sealster. Midway around the final turn, True Blue Hypnotic for McNair. They show the way in this group of 7 with the 3/4 pole, the next destination to cross, as it'll be True Blue Hypnotic racing past that station in 127 and 3 off the turn and into the stretch. True Blue Hypnotic. Choreographer sitting on the helmet there in second. Back in third, that is Day of Honor at the rail. Land of Royalty looks for room. Then in the center is Rockin' Bow. Widest of them all, Millennium Sealster and Bottle Rocket. Final 1/8 of the mile. Choreographer getting to the front. At the inside, it is True Blue Hypnotic has to give way. Choreographer is going to take it. True Blue Hypnotic will finish in second. Day of Honor third. Then fourth was Rockin' Bow from Millennium Sealster, followed by Bottle Rocket and Land of Royalty, 154 and 4.